Looks like we have an entire fleet here today. Here's two ships here, and then there's a third ship, a larger ship that's parked right behind me. You can see this ship looks like it's actually a pretty substantial ship, and it's, I believe that's a Dutch flag right there, Netherlands flag. And going back to these two ships here, that one there looks like it's a Belgian ship, and that's another Dutch ship right there. So that's F931, F831, and that's F802. So I do kind of wonder what all these ships are doing here. Maybe there's a fleet exercise or something. Imagine the F ships, frigates, and the ship behind me might be a patrol ship or possibly a destroyer. You can also see a whole bunch of seaweed and muck that's in the water beneath these ships. So looking at the nameplate, the ship is the Van Amstel, and it also says there on the gangway. And this is one of the two Dutch ships, so the Dutch frigate. You can see a whole bunch of rope that's tied up here. You can see the bridge radar mast. Actually, what's interesting is it looks like the Dutch and the Belgian ships both have almost the same design, almost the same type of radar. So maybe the two nations are carrying similar designs. And looking at the ship from Belgium, what's interesting is the Belgian ship actually looks like it's a little bit better painted than the Dutch ships. Maybe the Dutch need to do a better job taking care of their ships, or maybe it means that the Dutch. The anchors are pretty rusted away, and there's the larger ship over there, which I'm going to take a look at a little bit later. I'm going to see if I can't get a shot of the gun up there. It's a little hard to see with the deck in the way, and you can hear in the background the motors of one of the ships, so I think one of the ships might be getting ready to leave. There's the superstructure of the ship, the radar mast, and you can see the radar mast of the other vessel in the background. So the one in the foreground is the Dutch vessel, and the one in the back is one from Belgium. There's a look at the funnel of the ship. I imagine it's either diesel or gas powered. You can see the crew members. That's probably something to do with anti-air defense, or maybe. Yeah, it actually looks like it's whatever their equivalent of their like anti-air defense is. And there's the wing of the bridge, and that obviously sounds some type of radar communication. And there's the ship's mast. And just looking down the side of the ship, you can see the anchor cables. You can see the buoys that are used to fix it to the pier, or to buffer between the pier and the ship. And you can see the gangway. Up there you can vaguely make out the ship's nameplate, so the Van Amstel. And not really sure what those two barrels are there. Maybe they look like depth charges, but they wouldn't be putting depth charges up there. And maybe there's some kind of storage. There's some storage lockers there in one of those ship's boats. And there's the radar mast, and actually that there looks like it could be one of the missile launchers. And yeah, there are two sets that would look like missile or rocket launchers facing either directions in the center of the ship. Not really sure what that is in the wooden box right there in the center. Maybe it's some type of radar or something like that that's sensitive and don't want people taking pictures of. But yeah. Looking at the side of the ship, I see these. I actually have no idea what they are, but they're kind of interesting. So maybe when I get home, I'll do some research and figure out what they're actually there for, but probably something having to do with the weapon systems or something. And there's the stern of the ship, and behind me you can see the gangplank. So this is the ZRMS Van Amstel. You can see an officer or a crew member at the top of there. And looking at the stern of the ship, you can actually see in there what's probably some type of towed array. So from what I understand, what they do with these ships is they actually tow some type of sonar array behind them, and they use that to help detect submarines or something of that nature. So it would just increased their sonar capabilities. And there's a look down the side of the ship. Some radar antennas and that type of thing up there. And you can see some of the crew members. What's actually interesting is the crew members don't look like they're in uniform, so I guess the Dutch Navy has a really informal dress code. And behind it there's the other vessel, which I believe is from Belgium. I'm not sure what that flag over there is though. But yeah, looking back at this towed array, and the Belgian ship probably has one as well, but you can't see it from this angle. It's also interesting that they had to dock the two ships together like that when it seems like there's plenty of room in this harbor to be docking as many ships as you want. So this entire waterfront's empty, but maybe this is the only pier in this port that can accommodate a vessel of this depth and size. And here you can see the sterns of the ships with ropes being used to tie the two ships to the harbor. And they are indeed completely identical, even down to the placement of the radar arrays. It's actually interesting that, I guess, if they are from Holland and Belgium, then there are two countries that are very closely related, so it makes sense that they would be sharing ship designs like this. I haven't actually been able to see any mention of the name of the ship on the right, though. As I mentioned before, the ship on the left is the Van Amstel, or the Dutch ship. What's also interesting are those garage doors on the back of the two ships. I actually kind of wonder what they house. And these ships are too small to hold any aircraft and don't look like they have any helicopters or helicopter pads, so probably not aircraft, but yeah, I do kind of wonder what is housed in them. And you can see another look at the towed array. Wonder what that outlet there is. Probably some type of exhaust outlet for the ship's exhaust from the engines. The thing in the center there, and then there's some look like they're related. The red things are something related to safety, probably life preservers or something of that nature, or life rafts. There's the back of the other vessel. I also noticed that the Dutch vessel has a small tent or pavilion on it, while the one from Belgium doesn't.